The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse Ewing. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle, where you can access your full potential right now. Finally break free from destructive habits. That dream life, if you want it, you can have it. This is where you transform your health, mind, business, and relationships. Or do nothing and keep your life the way it is. But if you're ready for change, you're in the right place. This is where you're gonna learn how to live a habit-based lifestyle. You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewing. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.
And I want to welcome you to the podcast again. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have another sip. Your margarita.
Hey, I'm still on Stagecoach time.
Oh, nice. So we're going to be talking about Stagecoach. And we're going to talk about how less than a week ago we were there and just how much we enjoyed being together, how long it had been since we were together. The last time we took a vacation together was back in October for your 40th birthday.
29th.
And it was so much fun that it held you over until now.
Yeah.
But I remember buying tickets for Stagecoach. I think I gave them to you on Christmas. And I was kind of like, when I bought them, I was like, I don't know. You know, but it was an amazing time. The concert was obviously amazing, but being with you was even more amazing alone, and just being able to be together. And the cool thing is it was only a couple hours from where we actually live. So what was your some key things that you had fun with there?
Well, obviously, for me, it's always it's the buildup of we're going away alone. I just have to pack for myself. I get in the car. It's just exciting to get in the car and listen to our music and talk and uninterrupted time. And, oh my gosh, it was incredible. And I would probably say one of my highlights is just the Saturday night we met up with some friends and we jumped a fence and we got in the pit and Sam Hunt was on and you put me on your shoulders and we just partied.
Do you remember what song he was singing?
Nope.
Yeah, the whole stage was on fire.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd had too many drinks, but so the whole stage was lit on fire. We were dead center in the middle. Katie's on my shoulders. She's up there dancing, and then our friend's wife was on his shoulders doing the same thing, and it was like we were 17-year-old kids on a Saturday night. And I think that's actually the song that was on Saturday. You know, the one that's like Saturday night. Maybe it was something else, but the fire was on the stage.
I just remember "Body Like a Back."
Maybe that was the song, but whatever it was, there was fire everywhere. And the thing is when you go on, a trip, when you go on vacation, when you go on an overnight, there's fire. There's fire in your relationship. There's fire in your intimacy, and there's fire in your sex. And it's one of the main things that before we actually moved here, I think once every quarter, we would go on an overnight or we would go somewhere for a couple weekends, a long weekend. And since we moved here, we really haven't. And, one of the excuses that I made is, well, a lot of times we would come here for you to get your hair done back in the day, and that was kind of our getaway. And then since we've moved here, it's like, okay, well, now are we going to go to the sun? It's like, well, we live in the sun. So, that's one of the excuses that I've had. But just after doing that, I realized, hey, this is pretty fun to go together. We've had a great time, and I want to do this. And so one of the things that I made a commitment to was to do that at least once a quarter, whether it was overnight or a long weekend.
Well, yeah, totally. And it's just to come together. You leave everything. And I know for me as a mom and for you as well. CEO mom. I know, it's just it's time for us to just be together uninterrupted. I mean, all day long, from the time we go to bed to the time we go to bed, and we can do whatever we want, and we can talk about things, and we future goals. I mean, we set targets. What do we want? Where, we talk about what's working, what's not working in our marriage, the kids. And it's uninterrupted connection that you can't pass up. Like, it's incredible. And then for us to just be alone, obviously intimately, and laying by the pool and just together, it just brings this, I don't know. I feel like it re-sparks our marriage. Like, it's always like lit, like it's always a flame that's burning, but it makes the flame that much brighter. And sometimes it reminds me that even at that concert, it's like, holy shit, this is the guy, that back then that it's like, we still got it. And yes, we still are, regardless of the kids, regardless of the work, regardless of the laundry, regardless of whatever, like, it's just us, and we're focusing on just us.
Well, let's just be honest. Like, we are lit on fire like the stage was. That's what you were thinking at the concert, is like, we were lit like the stage. And
I think I was just trying to stay on your shoulders.
Yeah, well, I think that was the tequila's fault, not mine.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it was fun.
It was amazing.
We we got to hang out during the day by the pool, and even though it's hot where we are, it wasn't 100 degrees hot like it was in Palm Springs. But it's definitely going to turn into something we do every single year, because it was just fun. And, we like music, we like to have fun, we like to be lit on fire, and we like to light each other on fire sometimes.
Well, and I think it's good for the kids. We did fly in our nanny from Washington because for her, it's a vacation. We miss her. The kids miss her. And it's fun for them as well. Like, getting the pictures and talking to them on the phone. And, oh, we went to the pool today and TT did this and we did that. And it's just as amazing, I feel, for your kids if you have that sitter, that you trust. It's just as amazing for the kids to have time to just be themselves with someone else and have that space as it is for us.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think the bigger thing is the kids miss us. We miss the kids.
Yes.
But it's different. We look forward to coming home instead of like, oh shit, like, I just want to run up to the room and shut the door and like tune the kids out for like an hour so I can have some free time while they're like downstairs, like strangling each other. So, I think, the one thing I want to point out is, a lot of couples tend to only take one vacation a year. And for whatever reason where you're at, it's kind of like, I would much rather take 2 to 3 day vacations like 3 to 4 times a year than just to go somewhere once for a week, because it gives you an opportunity to connect more. It gives you space. It gives you time. And the funny thing is I was even looking at my Whoop band. Of the 3 days we were gone, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, of those 4 days that I was gone, 3 of the days I was in green, which means like I'm completely recovered, no stress. I was drinking every day, which usually affects that the most. And so I realized that it's important for me and it's important for you from stress perspective to just step out of work and to step out of your role as a CEO mom and to be able to be together and have time together.
Right. And, one of the things that I talk, with a lot of moms, and I know it's hard, at some point we started when Bubba was a year old, my mom coming over, and we'd take a vacation a year. We'd go to Cabo. And I remember being, oh my gosh, so anxious until I got there. But there's so many moms that honestly I talk to that have never gone without their kids. And so if there's anything too I can say and encourage, like, you as a mom, like, do it for a night. Go away, get just a hotel room with your husband, and do it for a night. And I promise you, you'll survive. And I promise you, your kids will survive. And it will it will just ignite your marriage. I mean, I remember being in Cabo, just floating around in the pool. I can remember memories and honestly, like kissing on Jess or whatever, like piggyback me. It's just that time for you to be together alone. And it is crazy, moms, when the kids aren't there and we don't have any other distractions, what it feels like.
Yeah.
If it's really freeing. It's really incredible. It's really amazing. And yes, you miss them like crazy. And it feels so good then to come back home and to cuddle them and to snuggle them and to talk to them. And I also think it's important as a mom and a married couple to show the kids that mom and dad need that time. And it's okay. It's okay for mom and dad to take time to be together alone to work on their marriage.
Yeah, I can remember times being gone. Like I remember our son not sleeping through the night, and then I remember coming back and all of a sudden he was sleeping through the night.
That was my mama.
I thought that was my mom, but that's okay. Either way, it was one of our moms. But the other thing was this. I can think of so many couples that say, oh, I just don't trust anybody to watch my kids. And what they're really saying is like they don't want to give up control to have someone else take care of their kids because of this fear or whatever. And, what I would just challenge you with is if you're listening to this and you haven't taken a vacation with your spouse in over a year, I would challenge you to do exactly what, Katie said, is just maybe even in town where you live, go somewhere overnight, go and stay in a hotel, go out to dinner, and that way if anything happens, you're within driving distance to go home and make sure that, if whatever's happening, you can be there and you can help them out. But I will guarantee you, if you do this once a quarter, once every 6 months, it will begin to change your marriage, and it'll begin to change you as a parent also in how you show up day to day with your kids. Because sometimes having someone else watch your kids, say things to your kids, they begin to listen in a different way. And if you've ever noticed that sometimes we tell our kids the same thing over and over, and then they come home one day and it's like, hey, Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so said this. And it's like, well, I've been telling you that for the last 2 years.
Or it's, do you say this to your teacher? Would you talk that way to your teacher?
Yeah.
It's like, no.
So what are some things that you could give a tip on for guys out there that have not taken their wife on a vacation or trip?
Well, it's hard because, it's the wife is the one that's going to set up the sitter typically, just because it's the kids and we're the ones that are around. So, I would get her a surprise her with something, say, hey, we're going, but don't go with a week first and have her freak out, do it an overnight, do a day, do 2 days, you don't get to check into the hotel till 4 and then you have to check out at 11. So make it worth it. And then, give her some time or talk to your mom if you can, if you're the husband, but just, take her away for a day
or night,
or, a
couple days,
a couple nights. Yeah.
And if you're on a budget, like find a campground or motel room that's like, whatever, find a beach and pitch a tent, get creative.
Yeah.
But like the important thing is that you start doing this and you start doing this alone as a couple and you start working on this marriagehood and working together.
Well, and the other thing just came to me is, people, there might be couples that are listening to this and their kids aren't even living at home anymore. So they're at home with their spouse. That doesn't mean you can't take a date weekend with your spouse. Getting out of the home, out of your bedroom, like that just creates excitement in itself, whether it be, on a date at a beach, at a fun resort. Whatever it is, make it fun. And just because the kids aren't there doesn't mean you can't do it as well.
Yeah. So I couldn't say it better myself. So do you have any last words for couples out there and date weekend, overnights, long weekend?
Well, if you love country music, oh my gosh, do Stagecoach. Do Stagecoach next year. It is so fun.
So if there's no Stagecoach next year, maybe just a concert somewhere over
Yeah, your favorite music. It's just fun.
Yeah, music gets you moving.
Yeah.
Music connects you, and then the pool, does the same, and sleeping in together hopefully connects you with sex.
Margaritas help.
Yeah, margaritas help, except in the morning.
Oh, yeah, no, because morning sex is good too.
Yeah. So, and then also working out either after that or before that. So, thank you for being on here. We appreciate you guys listening, and we appreciate you being part of our marriage hood. This is a term that Katie has coined as her own. This is where we've left the brotherhood and sisterhood and joined the marriage hood together as a couple, as partners, and joined with other couples and partners. And what I mean by partners is husbands and wives. So we'll just be clear on that. And I support either way, whatever way you play. So I'm just going to drop it right there. But if you were looking to connect further with a group of like-minded people, join myself and so many others in the Habit-Based Lifestyle Secrets group on Facebook, where I will be dropping daily habits, tips, tricks, so you can begin living to your full potential. You want to be one of our next case studies and begin living this habit-based lifestyle. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments or requests, please feel free to reach out to me, Jesse, at habitbasedlifestyle.com. You can also check out my website, JESSEEWELL.com, or habitbasedlifestyle.com. Until next episode, have a great night.
The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse